and leave the rest for all the termites to finish off. That way nothing goes to waste. In fact, in a balanced natural ecosystem, there is enough food for everyone. Even all the wildebeest. 1.5 million wildebeest make up the largest migration in the world. They cross the grassland, search for food and water wherever it might be plentiful. And as if they know where they're going, they're usually followed by a few 100,000 Tommies and about 250,000 zebra. Yeah, what a rush hour. Travel from these grasslands into the woodlands. And an interesting thing about wildebeest, a young wildebeest calf, they're born during migration season, so they have to be able to stand within 15 minutes and run full speed within an hour. If they don't, they're lunch. Oh, here's some now, white-bearded wildebeest all in the bushes. A nice, soft, shady place to lay down and rest after a migration, I'd say. You see them better from right over here. Further up ahead in the valley, there's a herd of impala. They're well known for leaping ability. Impala can leap distances of 30 feet at a time, nearly the length of our truck in a single bound from a standstill. They don't even have to have a running start. It's amazing. Some of the coolest stuff I've ever seen out here on safari. Those impala on the move full speed, which is right around 45 miles an hour. Ooh, and something's under the palm trees in the bushes here. You guys see some horns? Really long horns. Watusi cattle, most likely. They're named after a tribe that originally domesticated that species of cattle. Let's see if we can see them from over here. Oh, there you go. The horns they have are 6 feet long, 22 inches around the base. They serve as a cooling system. Blood circulates through the horn, disperses heat, and cools off their entire body. A wonderful attribute to have when you live in hot, sunny weather, I'd say. I'm just starting to get close to elephant country now. Wilson, what's up?
Keep your eyes open for me. We picked up a baby elephant that was wandering off on its own. We can't find the mother. I'm afraid torches may be in the reserve.
That is some very concerning news. Wilson, we will keep an eye open for you. Young elephants should never be found wandering off on its own. They'll spend the first 10 to 15 years of their life at their mother's side, or at least very close to her, and learn everything they need to know about being an elephant from their mother. Here's some proof just up ahead. Looks like a mother and calf. Mother and a couple of calves here, even a tiny little baby one. Young elephants are born right around 300 pounds after a 22-month gestation period. What'd you find over here? You find a monkey? Ooh, mandrill monkeys running around. Bright red and blue markings all over, most prominent on their nose. Largest monkey in Africa, they go way up to about 100 pounds. Let's turn on the radio and get us some good cultural music to listen to. What you do? He's playing in the grass, isn't it? Where's my favorite station at? There's a station here. It's broadcast out of Mombasa. There it is. Big trade port city on the coast of Kenya. Got to be way out here to catch the signal from it. They play good cultural music all the time. Why is the road closed? That's the bridge we were gonna take. Well, I guess we'll take the old bridge today. Sometimes these roads get washed out with rainstorms they have down here. There's only one bridge in the whole reserve never washed out with any rainstorms, always been there. No one knows who built it or when. Kind of like a landmark, you could say. Historical landmark out here. Lucky for us, that's the bridge we're about to take. No one really uses it anymore, but I guess today we can make an exception. Let me turn the radio off, concentrate on what we're doing. Go ahead and cross your fingers too, for good measure. It is the oldest bridge in the reserve after all. Just nice and slow. Pole, pole, like the last one. Pole, pole. No crocs this time though, just rocks. Whoa, whoa, okay, never mind. No more pole, pole. Let's get out of here. Oh, that was a close one. All right. No more bridges for us. Let's get out of here. Definitely not what I meant by rocks. And we made it to the red clay pits, though. I find a lot of tusk markings here in the clay. And that's because elephants will come along and they'll eat this clay. It's a beneficial source of minerals in their diet. Both male and female African elephants have ivory tusk. It is the ivory that poachers have been after for so many years, when it comes to elephants anyway. But on a lighter note, though, scientists have been out here lately studying these herds. Happened to meet a couple scientists in the village the other day. Got to chatting with them. Found out what they're studying. Elephant vocal communication. They told me all about it, too. Turns out to be pretty interesting stuff. Seems elephants will talk to each other. They use low-frequency rumbling noises. And it's such a low frequency that our own human ears cannot pick it up. We cannot hear these elephants talking amongst each other right now, but other elephants, they can hear each other for several miles. Because low frequencies have long wavelengths and they will travel further. Found it to be some pretty impressive information. Thought I'd share it on Safari sometime. Big splat of mud, there you go. Natural source of sunscreen, you guys. Elephants have very sensitive skin, they know it. They'll burn just as easily as we will in the sun, so every day they coat themselves in dust, dirt, and mud. Aren't you glad you guys use sunscreen? That's why you'll often find them a little bit darker than you expected. Big baobab trees around here as well. Notice the scarring on the side of this tree. This one's about 1,000 years old. That's from dry season. Elephants gouge their tusk into the tree, dig out the moist, sappy interior. They chew on it like chewing gum, and that releases water right into their system. It's the only way to find water if there's none on the ground whatsoever. Keep that in mind if you're ever out here all alone. Beautiful flock of flamingos here. These are greater flamingo. Lightest pink of all flamingo species. They actually hatch with fluffy gray feathers, and they'll turn white and then pink. And the whole process takes a little over a year. Kind of depends on how much beta-carotene or vitamin A is in their diet. That turns them pink. And eat a lot of small water creatures like brine shrimps, one of their favorites. Little bill they have, specially designed to sift and filter that shrimp right out of the water too. It's kind of handy. Some more animals right around the corner here. Big white rhino playing in the mud. And some scimitar horned orcs will be closer to the truck. These are desert-dwelling antelope. They can go days without water, no problem. Of course, if you go out to the desert looking for them, you're going to walk in circles for days because they're rarely ever seen on their wild grounds anymore. A very endangered species of antelope. Poachers like them because their horns are shaped like the Middle Eastern sword, the scimitar. It kind of looks pretty. Some ostrich eggs on the ground here too. Those are the largest eggs of any bird. 3 to 5 pounds a piece. Now let me tell you about this rhino over here. White rhinos are one of Africa's greatest success stories. Remember the black rhinos, they're down to about 4,000. It's growing, it's a growing number because conservation's a good thing, but white rhinos at one time were down to about 50 left in the world. And over the years, widespread conservation, anti-poaching efforts, and protected reserves have saved them. Nowadays, there's about 17,000 and that number's growing. So it goes to show you can save endangered species. It's well worth the effort. They're much larger than a black rhino, too. They're about 5,000 pounds compared to 3. I've been stalked by a cheetah on these hills. Just wanted to check them. Fastest land mammals in the world, 60 to 70 mile an hour sprinters. Cheetah are the only big cats to hunt during the day. They have exceptional eyesight, and that's why the truck's going to keep rolling. Big grand information over here, though. This is called a kopi. Kopi means little head. And they collect a lot more water than in the surrounding grasslands. So it'll be kind of like a little tropical island in the middle of the savannah here. Lions will often use them as a lookout point, just kind of lay in the sun, watch for prey. Sometimes looks like the king of the jungle himself might be right next to this tree. Laziest of all cat species, you know. Lions will spend 18 to 20 hours of every single day completely inactive. And lioness, the females, they do all the hunting for about 3 to 4 hours every night. They are the only big cats to work together while hunting, and they are very good at it too. But I'm not too worried about her sitting right there because they do hunt at night. And for now, she's just watching the different patterns of migrations and movements of the different animals that are out here, just wondering where she's going to hunt a little bit later this evening. Over here, I think I see a few warthog dens. Warthogs, the largest burrowing mammal in Africa. Just up over the first burrow, laying on the ground, other side of the hill over there. They dig out all the holes with their tough snout. Then they back into them with the sharp tusk toward the outside, and that way they can defend their home. A pretty smart idea if you live next to a lion, I'd say.